Nestled in the heart of Southeast Asia, Laos is a land of still waters and slow mornings, a country where mountains meet mist and time seems to move just a little more gently. It's a place where ancient Buddhist temples sit quietly among the hills and golden-robed monks walk barefoot at dawn, collecting alms from villagers who greet them with quiet reverence. The people here are kind, the rhythm is calm, and the culture runs deep, shaped by centuries of spiritual tradition, resilience, and connection to the land. But among the beauty and peace lies a mystery. On a remote plateau in the northeast, Laos, in Xieng Khouang Province, thousands of massive stone jars lie scattered across the landscape, some standing tall, others cracked and forgotten, all wrapped in silence. The plain of jars spans over 2,500 square kilometers, with more than 90 identified jar sites scattered across the valleys and hills, many still unexplored. This is the Plain of Jars, a puzzle carved in stone. And today, I'm exploring sites 1, 2, and 3 to uncover the whispers of a story that's never been fully told. Before heading to the jar sites themselves, I stopped by the Plain of Jars Visitor Center in Phonsavan. It's small but well curated, offering maps, 3D models, and artifacts that help bring this mysterious landscape to life. You'll learn about the different materials the jars were made from, where they were quarried, and the tools believed to have been used to carve them over 2,000 years ago. There's also powerful information here about the legacy of war, the unexploded bombs that still litter this region, and the ongoing efforts to make it safe. Armed with this background, I was ready to explore sites 1, 2, and 3 and walk among the ancient stones that continue to baffle historians to this day. Site 1 is the largest and most accessible of the 3. Over 300 massive jars are scattered across a windswept plain, some standing over 2 meters tall and weighing up to 14 tons. They're carved from sandstone, granite, and limestone, hauled here from nearby quarries using techniques that remain unknown. Most jars are hollowed out with thick rims. Some may have once had lids, others sit beside discs or grave markers. At one end of the site is a small cave, believed to have been part of a cremation chamber. Black stains still mark the walls. This area was also heavily bombed during the U.S. Secret War, leaving behind craters and deadly reminders of a more recent past. Yet, amid the destruction, the jars endured. The most accepted theory, proposed by French archaeologist Madeleine Colani in the 1930s, is that these jars were used in funerary rituals. Human remains, burial goods, and ceramics were found nearby. Local legend offers another version. A race of giants used the jars to brew rice wine after a great victory in battle. Whatever the truth may be, Site 1 feels both sacred and surreal, a place suspended between life and death, past and present. Site 2 lies about 10 kilometers away, spread across 2 forested hilltops. It's quieter, more intimate. The jars here are fewer in number, but no less mysterious. Most are partially buried or resting at odd angles, softened by centuries of moss, vines, and wind. Nature has reclaimed much of this space, and walking here feels like entering a forgotten world. Among the jars at Site 2, one object stands apart, a flat stone disc, carved with a faint outline of a human figure. Unlike most of the jars, which are hollow and undecorated, this disc carries a rare hint of symbolism. Some believe it may represent a spirit or ancestral presence. Others see it as a marker of the dead. It's worn and weathered, but the outline still remains, a quiet, almost spiritual reminder that someone, long ago, left their mark here for a reason. Some believe the jars were placed on hilltops for ritual reasons, perhaps to bring the dead closer to the heavens. Others think they were linked to seasonal ceremonies or ancestor worship. Whatever the purpose, the pine trees and birdsong give Site 2 a meditative stillness. You're not just visiting an archaeological site, you're stepping into the rhythm of something ancient. Thanks to the work of demining groups like MAG, The trails here are now safe, but only recently. Much of the surrounding land still bears the scars of war. Site 3 is the most remote of the three, and perhaps the most rewarding. To get here, I crossed a bamboo bridge and walked past rice paddies and village homes. About 150 jars are scattered across a wooded ridge. Some are tilted, others hidden beneath layers of fallen leaves and overgrowth. Here, history coexists with daily life. Villagers tend their fields in the shadows of these megalithic relics, and children grow up playing near mysteries that archaeologists are still trying to solve. Fewer grave goods have been found here, and some researchers believe Site 3 may have served a different or later purpose than the others. But its remote location, the effort it takes to reach it, that alone suggests it mattered deeply to someone long ago. At Site 3, some of the jars take on a more distinct cylindrical form, clean lines, carved with surprising symmetry. Some researchers believe this may reflect a different time period, a different artisan, or perhaps even a different purpose. Even here, where nature and village life surround the site, these stone forms rise with quiet precision, each one carved to hold something or someone now long forgotten. This place speaks in whispers. If you listen closely, it might just answer. This journey through the plain of jars is only one thread in the fabric of Laos, a land of quiet strength, hidden beauty, and ancient soul. Laos doesn't chase attention. It doesn't rush to impress. Instead, it invites you to slow down, to breathe in its stillness, to feel its past lingering in the air. It's in the morning chants of monks, the rhythm of rice fields, the warmth in a stranger's smile. It's in the stories told not in words, but in stone, in silence, in sky. For those who listen, Laos speaks softly, but it stays with you long after you've gone. Over 90 jar sites have been identified across this region, though only a few are open to the public. In 2019, the Plain of Jars was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and yet we still don't know who carved them, or why, or how. Were they burial urns? Ceremonial vessels? Markers of power? Every theory invites more questions, but maybe that's the beauty of it. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to be experienced. The Plain of Jars, timeless, mysterious, and unforgettable.